Dan, first of all, thanks for taking time out of your busy morning to do the interview with us. We're doing a lot with UB recently, and you've come to this university with a great track record for a relatively brief period of experience. I mean, you're still a very young guy. I'm envious of your age, but you've accomplished so much. First of all, what attracted you to want to come up to the north, up to Buffalo, New York, to further your career?
Yeah, sure. First, thanks to you for coming to campus this morning. Appreciate all your work in covering UB athletics. The vast potential of our athletic department and our university is what I quickly became aware of when I was first contacted about the position. We talk a lot in our staff meetings, and as we're starting to get out in the community and really just kind of starting to scratch the surface in this community. But we feel like we have more potential than any athletic department in America. As the only FBS athletic department that's situated as a flagship university, as an AAU institution, we're the only one that doesn't currently compete at the highest level of college athletics. So those are the things I learned in the recruitment process, and just the extremely high academic nature of this institution, the local population, the alumni base. There's very tangible, real assets we have as a university and as a department that give us tremendous upside. It's exciting to think about the future. Okay,
now you just used some terms that our viewers may not be familiar with. What does FBS mean?
Football Bowl Subdivision.
Okay.
So we used to call it Division 1A athletics, and we had our Mission 1A here, as I've learned about a decade ago in our transition. It's defining the highest level of college athletics. We now call that the Football Bowl Subdivision.
And UB is there, but hasn't quite gotten to the pinnacle yet.
We're there in the Mid-American Conference, and we're still working to find out a way to get consistently competitive. We had that 1 year in 2008.
Okay.
I'm excited about everything I learned from there. We had 30,000 people go to the Toronto Bowl, or the International Bowl in Toronto, which shows us that the community will respond. But we got to find ways, and I know Coach Quinn is doing that, got to find ways to be consistently competitive.
Now, one of the things you did relatively soon, you've only been here 7 months, is extend Coach Quinn's contract. So obviously you've done some research. You feel he's the right man for the job.
There's no question. We're not looking for a flash in the pan type of season. We're looking we don't want to go to a bowl game. We want to string 4, 5, 6 straight bowl games together and really build a winning culture here. And as I've gotten close to our program and Coach Quinn and our whole staff, I see that they're building it the right way. They're building it the hard way. It takes some time, but we have tremendous talent and depth. A lot of younger guys that contributed at a high level this past year, and we're developing guys and building it with character and integrity. I think that's important. Winning teams have those components.
One of your strengths has been in fundraising. This is an area that is perceived to be heading in the other direction. Financially, do you think the resources are here to do what you need to do?
There's a heck of a lot more resources in Western New York and New York at large than the state I just left as an example. So we're in a totally different situation. To use my previous campus as an example at Ole Miss, there's tremendous affinity already with that alumni base and loyalty towards that athletic department, but not a ton of wealth in that state. It's the poorest state in America. Here I see a lot more available resources, an alumni base that's twice as large. We don't have that same affinity because we're still working to build really an athletic department, an FBS athletic department. We're so new at all this, but the sky's the limit for the future.
Last night, the Buffalo Sabres held a free scrimmage. Over 10,000 people showed up. So you know that the fan base is here.
Yeah,
if you can put a winner on the field or on the court.
Yeah, it's a sports town. That's what I've learned. I'm learning more and more every day about the hockey culture here, and obviously the football culture with the Bills and their huge season ticket base. I had the opportunity to go to a couple games and see their game day experience, and I see that as our future here. With 2.5 million people in Western New York at large, there's no question there's enough people to have thriving college athletics. There's examples all across America of thriving college athletics in towns with professional sports, and I think it helps us. I think it's great that there's already a sports culture here in Buffalo and in Western New York.
So you don't necessarily see the pro teams as competition, but maybe just a having created a fertile ground for you to do more.
There's no question. I think they complement each other. And college athletics is a different animal. For one thing, we play on a different day of the week in the example of football, but college basketball and really all of our sports, I think people are looking for a different product when they're consuming college athletics versus pro. But they got to be a sports fan first, and we already have that.
Dan, you come from New Orleans, which is a food-rich town and community. Buffalo likes to think it has some nice restaurants up here. You found a favorite place for yourself?
I don't know that I could say a favorite, because I agree. Buffalo has some great food. Hadn't been good for my waistline, but it's been good for my appetite. I'm really enjoying the restaurants, the food, the culture here is really, really impressed me and my wife. And there are a lot of similarities, I think, to New Orleans, my experience there, just with the tremendous history of the city, the downtown areas, and the food culture. I've been a little bit surprised, and I think it's not as well known maybe as New Orleans in food circles, but maybe it should be.
And one last question. I mean, it's a week after. We were going to interview you last week. You got the flu.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're a Notre Dame guy. They had a rough week last week.
Yeah. I don't know if the flu was caused by the national championship game or by an actual flu virus. But, I was very excited and proud that they made it to the championship game. I know Coach Kelly and Coach Quinn here obviously worked together for 21 years and building the same program. They call it the plan, the way they've built several football programs. And Coach Kelly's in year 3 there. I know he's continuing to build that and expect big things in the future years, as we expect here with Coach Quinn at UB.